Hollywood is at it again. Why these people continuously go out of their way to alienate the very individuals that they should be trying to cater to, I will never understand. And yet somehow, without fail, it will be spun into them saying that the fans are the ones who are toxic. It's always about how the fans are treating this actress or that actress. Everyone will be talking about how they have to protect Cynthia Erivo at all costs. No, the fans have to protect the thing that they love from entitled people like Cynthia Erivo, apparently. And no amount of spin or deflection is going to change that. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start this video off by saying that I have zero personal connection to Wicked, either the original musical or the film adaptation. The extent of my Wizard of Oz knowledge is limited to the 1939 original and the surprisingly twisted quasi-sequel called Return to Oz from 1985. But the thing is that you don't need to be a fan of Wicked to see that there is some bullshit going on around it.
No, don't like that.
For those who have been paying attention, I have a little logo that I include at the beginning of every one of my videos. And it says the voice of the fandom with toxic crossed out. I don't know how many of you realize this, but there is a reason that I include that. And it's because for far too long, I've seen many fandoms villainized by Hollywood and the media for simply expressing valid criticisms. And because of that, I take the moniker of voice of the fandom quite seriously, even if I'm speaking for a fandom that I'm not necessarily a part of. The reality of the situation is that all of this didn't start because people were hating on this movie before it even came out. In fact, a lot of the conversation I was seeing around this adaptation of this beloved musical was relatively positive and complimentary. The negativity, the outrage, and the toxicity didn't really take shape until recently. And once again, it's coming straight from Hollywood and not the fans who are typically blamed for this shit.
You're pathetically predictable.
For those that don't know, this all started because a fan edited the movie poster to look more like the musical poster. Now, anyone who lives in reality and isn't constantly looking for reasons to play the victim card might be asking, what is wrong with that? And the rational answer to that question would be absolutely nothing. It's just fans being fans. Unfortunately, a particular individual who plays the title character in the movie adaptation took issue with this fan edit. In fact, it bothered her so much that she took to social media and posted a response that is one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever read. The actress who plays the Wicked Witch of the West, Cynthia Erivo, posted the fan-edited poster, and she had this to say about it. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. Equal to the awful AI of us fighting. Equal to people posing the question, is your green? None of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real-life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is a homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that is just deeply hurtful.
Shut up. Get out.
Now, do I believe that there are some people who may have said some inappropriate things to this actress online, as she alludes to in the beginning of her post? Sure. The issue I have with Cynthia Erivo is that she is not picking her battles. She is simply lumping everyone who has said or done something online that she didn't agree with into one category. Do we really think that the people who may or may not be harassing her online are the same people who edited this poster in good fun? I seriously doubt that the person who made your hat lower on the poster did it as a personal attack to you. And yet here you are putting them in a box and trying to dehumanize them, which is ironically exactly what you are accusing everyone else of doing. I'm sorry, but this is Rachel Zegler energy through and through.
Weird.
How entitled does someone in Hollywood have to be exactly to play the victim card over something so trivial? And in the process, you are showing a clear lack of respect for the source material that you now have the privilege of remaking. And by the way, Wicked wouldn't be successful enough for Hollywood to want to make a remake of it without the very fans that you are now villainizing. This fan-made poster degrades you. It is hurtful to you, and it's one of the most offensive things you've ever seen. How cushy must your life be if this is the type of that sends you spiraling out of control?
But you one crazy ass bitch.
But this is a Hollywood actress who literally gets paid to perform. She gets paid handsomely to tell stories. And yet here she is playing the victim card over a fan-made poster. Why is this even on your radar? Unless you are so insecure that you are chronically online looking for things to get upset about. Maybe we should be asking the movie studio why a fan-made poster is better and more respectful than the one that they did. But in order for them to take accountability, they would have to admit they were wrong, and that is simply not going to happen. They are never going to admit that the fans might know more about this thing than they do. You don't think that this little social media outburst is going to impact how Wicked fans now view this film? You don't think this comes off as you being judgmental or dismissive of the very people who are going to decide whether or not this movie is a success or a failure?
That makes sense.
At some point along the way, I think modern entertainers forgot their place in the world. You say that this fan poster erases you by removing your eyes from sight. Do you not realize that as an actress, your job is to disappear into the role? People going to see Wicked are not going to see Cynthia Erivo. They are going to see the Wicked Witch of the West. How are you this completely tone deaf and clueless as to what your purpose actually is? Or of what actual offensive things look and sound like? And for those wondering, yes, the spin has already begun. Like this article from the Daily Mail. Cynthia Erivo gets a hug from Ariana Grande as the problem hitmaker weighs in on the controversy over fan memes of the Wicked poster. That's right, the poor defenseless actress who attacked the fans needs a hug from her equally entitled co-star. How will she ever be able to handle the backlash that she instigated?
Nobody likes a smartass, alright?
She is not the victim, she is the aggressor in this situation, and no amount of media lies is going to change that. These people literally hate our guts, then they make garbage that actually insults us and our intelligence, and then charges us for it. If that's not the absolute worst business plan you've ever heard, then I don't know what is. I don't know how much this will actually impact the box office, but if I was a Wicked fan, I would think twice about supporting a project like this. When the actress playing the lead role shows a clear lack of respect for the source material and the fandom, what does that say about the overall potential direction of the movie? There is a good chance, and almost a guarantee, that this movie is not going to live up to your expectations as a fan. And we know that because we've seen this exact same thing happen to so many other popular franchises before this.
Y'all be cool. Right on.